Alright, hello guys, welcome to today's video tutorial. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to install and purchase this Flutter script from codecanyon.net. So first of all, you want to go to your browser and just type in codecanyon.net just the way it is. Once that is completed, you're going to see an interface like this one, and you can go ahead to search a couple of scripts that you may want, and it's just going to come up like this. So today I'm looking at quick order Flutter mobile application for WooCommerce with multi-vendor features. So you can go ahead and read the key features. We have your simplest WooCommerce integration, wallet feature. You can go ahead and look at all the documentation regarding this script. And if it matches your test, then yeah, let's go ahead and add this to cart. So first of all, you want to go ahead to click on this add to cart. This is going to automatically add this script to cart where you see a pop-up model. You select your license type and you get to increase the quantity depending on how quantity you want. Once you're done with that, you get to update the cart, and down here you're going to see the updated price, and then you can proceed to go to checkout. Now for the course of this video, we're not going to be going to checkout because we've already purchased this script. However, it's a straight process, and all you want to do is to add in your credentials and you're good to go. So the next thing that I want to show you after you've purchased your script, which once purchased, you should know your location where it was downloaded. The next thing I want to show you is to get the tools that are necessary. Number one tool you need in order to start running Flutter is your Flutter SDK, and then number two is your um, IDE, which is in our case we're going to be using Visual Studio Code. So what you want to go ahead to do is to go to docs.flutter.dev/install, and here you're going to open the Flutter's official documentation site, and you can play around with what we have here, learn a couple of things, and if you're just starting up with Flutter, you can just go ahead to learn a couple of things as well. But I'm just going to go straight up to how to install Flutter. So first of all, you go to the quick start, and here we have set up and drive Flutter. So what we want to do is to first of all confirm our development environment, and then the next step you want is download prerequisite. We're gonna skip this step for now. The reason why we're skipping it is because we don't want to focus on Git today, on this video rather. And then we're gonna skip download and install Visual Studio as well because we want to sort of like do this later on. So first of all, we need to get our Flutter SDK manually before we now get our Visual Studio Code. Otherwise, we would just do it the first one and then Flutter the second, but I just want to use the manual method. So install and set up Flutter, normally we prefer to install this manually. So we're just going to go through this link here, and then it's going to take us down here. So the tip here is if you have never set up or developed an app with Flutter before, you need to follow this link instead. Yeah, because you sort of like need it to get started. So again, we want to choose our development platform because we want to know what we are installing for. So I'm going to select Windows because at the time I'm using Windows to do this. So after selecting Windows, we want to go ahead to download prerequisite. Again, we're going to be skipping this, and we're just going to go directly into install instead of Flutter. Here we have the button where we download this, so you just want to go ahead and click on this, and it's going to automatically download for you. Alright, then you want to go ahead to create a folder to store the SDK. That's the next step. So You can call the folder develop. Um, Here you just want to make it inside your root folder. There's a note here that says select a location that doesn't have a special character. So just the way it is here is the straightforward file name or folder name. Just make it that way. And then you want to go ahead to extract the SDK into the new directory that you have using this command. You can just do something like this. This works. And then a typical example of what your end product should look like is this. Alright, so you replace this SDK zip path with your current zip path, and then this is your directory destination. The next thing you want to go ahead to do is to add Flutter to your path variable. So here determine your Flutter SDK installation location. So this you should already know. And then the next thing you want to do is to navigate to your environment variables, and this is the command for it. Then in your advanced setting, you can go to environment variables, and if you already have an existing path, you just want to go ahead and edit that path with your um, bin directory path, right? If you don't already have it, you will go through the second part, which is adding it here. So once that is done, you can go ahead and click OK 3 times to confirm your changes. Click on OK 3 times, and then that works. So if the entry doesn't, yeah, you click new. So once that is completed, click on OK 3 times and you're good to go. How to validate this setup? You just go ahead to Flutter version and Dart version. The version numbers are supposed to come up and then you're good to go. So now that that is completed, let's see how to get our Visual Studio Code. So I'm just going to go back because we sort of like have it uh, sort of like had it in the previous steps. So I'm just going to go back and back. And then we have it here. Download and install Visual Studio Code. So install. I'm just going to click on it. It's going to redirect me to Visual Studio Code site inside code.visualstudio.com/docs setup and setup overview. So you can go through the overview and look at what is here. Alright, so once that you're done with the overview, you can go ahead and click on this download button here. This is going to show you the available options where you can possibly download your Visual Studio Code. So what you want to go ahead to do is to select Windows if you're using Windows, and then your download begins automatically, and you get to select the location of your download. Now that you're done with that, your download should be ready, and once it's completed, you can now open your Visual Studio Code and then try to locate your installed script, then try to run. Let's go ahead and do that. So this is our Visual Studio Code, and this is how it looks like. I'm just going to close this and try to open it again. So this is popspec.yaml. We have a couple of configuration and a couple of things set. Your dependencies are being defined here. You also have things like your Flutter native splash screen. You have your Flutter launcher icon. You have your Flutter assets, right? And in your lib folder, you have your main.dart file. Right, so your main.dart file, you have all of these. So this is how your main.dart looks like. And I'm just going to show you how you can easily run this script. So first of all, we want to run the command. We're going to be running 3 commands, by the way. The first command we want to run is flutter clean. This is going to delete a couple of things, configurations and files and dependencies as well. But it's for the best. So you're going to see a couple of everywhere is going to be a whole lot of mess right now with some bugs or red lines everywhere. In a minute it should come up, but that is not to bother you or make you panic. So we're gonna do something like Flutter. Oh yeah, it's here everywhere. It's right. Flutter pop get. So we should get all the dependencies that are needed for all the screens, and reinstall it. All right. So we have Flutter pop get running, and all of this is gonna clean just in a bit. Okay. So once that is done, you can go ahead and connect to your emulator or physical device. I believe you should have known how to do that. Then you want to go ahead and save Flutter run. So this is taking time. It should already clean by now. All right, so it's done. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and trigger our Flutter run, and then our application is gonna run and build successfully. So that is how to install the Flutter script directly from CodeCanyon.net and running it on your Visual Studio Code. Thank you, and see you in the next video.